So what inspired you to be in the music festival scenery?
So it's probably, I think, maybe 7 or 8 years ago now, when my older brother Cameron, who also helps manage the festival, he had his 21st, and we decided to have a music festival theme because that's what I guess a lot of our friends are into. And then my 21st was the following year, so we had a festival for that as well. Then the year after that, which was 5 years ago, we didn't really have anything to put on. We didn't have any parties to organise, so
So life was a little bit dull.
Yeah, we decided to throw a festival for a small group of friends. It was about 200 people that year.
Whoa, small.
And it's just sort of grown and kicked off from there.
Really? So can you tell us what kind of job do you have within?
So my role, there's 4 main people that put on the festival, but there's a lot of helpers outside of that. My role is primarily in digital marketing, ticketing, and event setup, and sort of helping out while the event's on.
Okay, so is that something you saw yourself doing as a career when you were kind of growing up, or?
It's something that I sort of studied for, but it's been really good to be able to do something that I'm pretty passionate about and sort of
That's
work
cool.
with.
So that's kind of what inspires you.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to work, sort of bring music and marketing together, I guess, and work with a good bunch of people.
That's so cool. So how many bands within the festival play?
I think on the lineup this year there's around 24 bands, so
wow.
It might be a bit more than that. I'd have to double check, but yeah, we've got a pretty stacked lineup over the 3 days that it's on. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So do you have a favourite band that plays at the festival, or are they all great?
My favourite this year, I've sort of been hassling for it to get onto the lineup for a little while now, is Billy Davis and the Good Lords. So yeah, they're a really cool bunch of people from Melbourne, and really looking forward to.
So what are the names of the other bands?
We've got Phaser Days playing as well. They're one of the headliners. Gum, Tiny Little Houses. There's the Addicts. Yeah, it's a pretty stacked lineup, so it should be really good.
Yeah. No, did you see yourself doing this, or was there another dream behind it, or?
It just sort of came together, I guess. Like, none of us initially thought that it'd take off, but I guess once the first year happened and we got such positive feedback, it's grown pretty gradually, maybe a couple of hundred people each year. So this year we're hoping for around 800 people just down the Great Ocean Road. So.
Will I get an invite?
Yeah, everybody's on.
Yeah, woo! Guess what? We're back on 1700. I'm Smithers, and we're here again with Jonathan. Now we're going to go back into some details. Jonathan, you wanted to continue talking about what you do in the festival, so can you tell us a little about it?
Yeah, so the big idea with the festival was to involve sort of local businesses and support them to make sure that they will get the support they need from our event. So we work with a lot of restaurants down the coast and the brewery as well, which is really fantastic. They support us and supply some delicious food and drinks, which is really good. And they all like the support they get from us, and we love having them sort of come back every year. And yeah, it's just a really good thing to be able to provide for the local area.
So can you tell us anything else?
I guess to accompany that, we always make sure that we've got a pretty massive mix of music and big mix of bands there to sort of make sure that every genre is catered for. So everything from sort of jazz, I guess, and soul and hip hop, through to like electronic music and some pretty late night doof material. Which is good.
Have you had any like festivals that you have gone to that have not been up to your expectations?
Myself personally, that's a tricky question. I don't.
Like you were talking before how you did a gig and it was a funeral, or?
I guess just in my personal work, I've sort of had a bit of freelance work that hasn't gone to plan. But I think for the most part, festival stuff, it's all been pretty fantastic. Like you get a pretty respectful crowd, a pretty great bunch of people that either usually know one of the bands or they know someone that's putting it on, and they're all like really great bunch of people that make it a pretty special experience.
So do you go through any like special training before you do that, or?
Depends on which team member you're working with, but I guess different people on the team have their first aid training, safety officer training. We have security on site to make sure that everyone's safe and well looked after, that everyone has a good time. and all the proper preparations put in place so that everything runs smoothly.
That's so awesome. So when's the next one coming up?
So it's April 6, 7 and 8 this year.
Yeah.
So we've got about, about 3 months to go. So yeah, not far off at all, really.
I can't wait to come. I totally want to come along and see this. So.
Yeah, it should be.
Personally, mate.
Yeah, definitely come along. Should be really
Smithers
good.
is gonna love that.
Yeah, if you guys like to film an episode there, something like that. It's good fun.
Been great talking to you, and I've loved to hear this. That's by the Meadows, and that's a music festival, and I think music is something that really inspires me too, and it's been great to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank
nice
you very
to
much.
meet you, Jonathan.